welcome back. This time I am remembering that Fancy Wolf isn't seeing the thing, and that's why he didn't start talking already. But chat bands, in case you didn't get to see the beautiful chat where they'll be spammed over and over again probably, where Fizz, Kha'Zix, Hecarim, and Kassadin, no Zyra ban yet, but we still have 2 bans to go. Actually, 3 bans to go from Clueless. Talon be banned there by benchwarmers.
Yeah, Talon coming out, being that really, really strong pick. And looking at our chat bans really quick, we do have the Fizz. Wolfer plays a great Fizz bot. Sam hates going against it. And again, with the Hecarim ban, they really just do not want to face that bot lane again. But Talon ban coming out. High Peoples plays a really, really good Talon. He's really strong on those assassins and high damage burst champions. So they really don't want to deal with that. And Talon is just good in general. So they do want to get rid of him. Nidalee, as we said earlier, is really, really, really strong with those traps, able to ward around the map considering Dominion doesn't have wards, and it just shreds your armor so much, and it hurts a lot. And then we also have Lulu being banned out. That is targeted at Z-Mike, because Z-Mike is the best Lulu player in Dominion. He is actually undefeated in a tournament when he gets Lulu. He has not lost a match with Lulu. So it is very, very important that they ban that out. There's actually a bounty out on his head to let him have Lulu and then win the game against him. And I think Corrival is messaging Zounds there, calling him a coward because he banned the Lulu. Because Zounds was saying last week that he wasn't going to ban Lulu and let Mike have it. So Wukong...
I understand why you might want to not Mike
risk
have.
it. Yeah. It's a very risky thing to do, to let him have that Lulu. But Wukong also being banned, has a ton of armor shred, has great initiation. He builds like a glass assassin on Dominion, so he deals a lot of damage and can just annihilate your team with that ultimate. The Zyra ban coming out as well, as we predicted from the last game, because that Zyra was just destroying them so much. And Kayle being banned out as well. Kayle being really, really strong in terms
BB
of...
is really good at kill.
Yeah, Baby Pop and Taeyu as well, although he kind of vanished, were really good Kayle players. And even though she's been hit with a few nerfs this last patch, she still is a very, very good pick. Being able to negate the enemy's burst on a single champion is very strong.
Alright, so hovering over Vi right now, it looks like they are going to go for the Maokai again, so that'll probably be for Supportal, even though Supportal is picking right now. And could have just gotten it for himself.
That tends to happen quite a bit. If you've ever been in the vent conversations with them when they're picking champions, it's a little silly. But yeah, they are picking up the Maokai. Maokai is a really good pick, especially when you see Brand on the table, because he cuts out a lot of Brand's AoE damage. 20% off of Brand's combo is a lot. And that could be the difference in teammates surviving and teammates actually falling. They are picking up the Vi. They really don't want to deal with that Vi Jarvan, as you can see right now. Benchwarmers is picking up that Jarvan, and they are picking up...
And they got Leona. They got Brand Leona. And Wei has been playing Brand all day, and Zounds is really good at Leona. So both of those 2 champions are actually banned against Benchwarmers last game. But in order to ban out the Zyra... And I'm not actually sure what the other ban that they added was. Oh, because they had to ban Kassadin this time.
Yes, they did ban the Kassadin this time. And so they did pick up the Jarvan. They didn't want them to have the Vi, so that was a very good pick off by Clueless taking that. And it looks like Peoples is going to be playing Yasuo again, and BB Pop is probably going to be playing that Ahri.
He might be on Ahri.
Yeah, I would assume he would be on the Ahri, and possibly Hafe will be on the Vi, but I'm not sure. We will see.
So I feel like one time someone randomed Vi and then had to play it anyway, but then they did really well on Vi.
Vi is just a really strong...
Ahri. I meant to say Ahri.
Oh,
yeah,
Ahri.
they randomed Ahri. Didn't actually want to play Ahri. Had to play Ahri because they had randomed it and something had bugged out. And then we've seen a couple Ahris since then.
Yeah, Ahri used to be a really, really strong pick. I think since her changes kind of went through, she lost her burstiness. You really have to land that charm in order to get her full damage off. She's not as, push W and you instantly kill things. So it's a little bit more difficult. And they are going to be picking up the Mundo. So they are going to have Mundo and Leona. And it is going to be Sam picking up that Elise again for bot. Oh, nope, he's probably going to switch to the Gragas. And Sam being a very, very good Gragas player. Or he's going to go to Jax if he could make up his mind. Okay, it is going to be Jax again. So he's going to try and get that super carry, hit that late game, and be very scary. Now, Wolfer does have the final pick. He is the bot laner for Clueless, and let's see what he is going to pick against the Jax. There are quite a few things he can pick into this. I believe Trundle is a matchup we see a lot against Jax, although I think Trundle will eventually lose that matchup unless he builds really, really carefully. Normally I have Corval here to tell me about bot lane matchups. He's really good at that stuff.
You could talk about it if you wanted to.
If you want to pop back on real quick, Corval, and tell us. But it looks like, is Wolfer going to bring out the Skarner? Is Wolfer going to bring out the Skarner? He's been playing him in solo queue, and he said bot lane Skarner works pretty well.
Trundle. He switched to Trundle.
Oh, did he switch to Trundle?
Yeah.
But yeah, Elise, okay, Corval says Elise would have been a good pick here. But, because Elise is really, really good against melee bruisers. She can shut them down really hard. She has the repel to dodge the counter-strike. But, yeah, for those of you who don't know, I used to play in this tournament a lot, and we were the top teams quite often, and Corval was my bot laner. And so whenever it came to bot lane, I just said, Corval, I don't know anything about bot lane. I'm too busy with top, so it's your job to know that stuff. So whenever I need bot lane advice or matchups or how things work, I normally just go to him.
All right, so looking at the lineup from Benchwarmers here, they have an unkillable Electromundo, they have an unkillable Leona, they have an unkillable Jax, and they have a Jarvan and a Brand. I'm just sort of like...
I expect to see a lot of Ignites coming out from Clueless again, because that really did hurt Mundo quite a bit, even though he did get quite a few kills and still became pretty tanky late game. But if they manage to kill off the Brand quickly, which they can do, they do have the Vi, they have the Yasuo as well, and the Ahri for really good catches and picks with a lot of burst. They could potentially win the fights. Jarvan is also probably going to be going glass, so he'll be a little bit squishy as well. They need to be really, really careful about the engage, though. If they can take down those two main damage dealers, that leaves Mundo and Leona. There isn't much left to deal with, and they're not going to be able to win the rest of that fight. But Yasuo is opting for Cleanse this time. I think that's a pretty good pickup, considering you do have Brand Stun and all of Leona's CC up there.
I still don't recognize that icon.
I thought it was Revive at first in one of my games. I saw someone with it, and I was like, how do they have two? What the? And I was like, oh, it's Cleanse.
I mean, it looks like Clarity to me, and I'm just like, what in God's name is people doing with Clarity on Yasuo? Yeah, okay, so Cleanse. There's a lot of CCS to deal with, and he was getting locked down a lot last game.
Yeah, especially, and that was a really good pick away, taking the Vi as well, because Vi has the Assault and Battery to just jump right onto the Yasuo. And Jarvan, although he can get into the back, it's not as, it's not as much lockdown as what Vi has. So Vi has the ability to single out that target, knock everyone else away, and just start blowing up Yasuo. And Jarvan has to get back there and try to keep him in. And if the positioning is correct, Yasuo will be able to just dash on him and get out of Cataclysm anyway.
Oh, and also it's BB on Vi and half playing Ahri.
That is a little interesting. I know Baby Pop is still pretty good at his bruisers. He's good at mages. He's just a really well-rounded player. He's really well known for his AD carry, but you don't really want to run AD carry when you have a Yasuo here. But Half-Hearted, I haven't seen him play Ahri in a long time, so we'll see how this one goes.
Alright, so I'm a little bit concerned for the Ahri pick. And the reason is that Ahri used to be like a pretty well-rounded utility caster who did a lot of damage. And now she's, with the changes to how Charm works, she's basically a single target assassin because she does so much extra damage to whomever she lands the Charm on, and she doesn't do that much damage if she doesn't land the Charm. And the only person she really has any hope of bursting down is Brand, maybe Jarvan.
Yeah, or if he decides to go bot and tries to gank Sam, but then, you know, you have to take the minions into account while he's down there. Is he going to leap strike away?
Yeah, he has so many ways to dodge the Charm, and then even if you've landed the Charm, if he pops his Grandmaster's Might first, he gets a little bit more MR from that.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really hard. I don't know exactly with the Ahri pick what they were thinking. Maybe they're going to be looking for picks a little bit more than the heavy team fighting. but we'll see how it goes. Because they do have the charm, and with Vi's ult being able to knock people around, and again, the Maokai+Vi being able to knock people around, Yasuo does have a few extra options for his ult to get off.
Okay, so it's not actually controversial whether Revive is the best summoner spell on Dominion. There's no controversy. It is.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, Revive is the best summoner spell on the map. There is
the single best summoner spell on the map.
If I told you to go play Summoner's Rift and never take Flash, you would not do it, because it doesn't work. It's not good. And it's the same thing when you come to Dominion. If you don't take Revive, you're actually hurting your team by not bringing it along. Because of the game, on Summoner's Rift, if you die, you have time. You can stall out a game, you can wait, you can hold on, you can defend. In Dominion, you are on a timer. You only have so much time in the game to make plays. Revive helps you get back up, canceling those 20-plus second death timers, and get back in the game to make those plays and keep going.
And furthermore, having Revive on Dominion is like having Revive plus Teleport in a single spell, because the map is so small, you get the extra move speed when you're coming out from the base, and you're able to rejoin the fight within 8 seconds or so?
It's
8
very
seconds
fast.
It's very, very fast. So it's basically like saying, okay, well, you have two choices. You can either have 2 summoner spells, or you can have 3, but 2 of them have to be Revive Teleport. So it's just really, really, really good. And the thing is, if on Summoner's Rift, you were able to take Revive plus Teleport as one spell, and then a second spell, or you could take just 2 spells, you'd probably be taking the Revive plus Teleport into one slot pretty much every single game on every single champion.
Yeah, and another really big misconception with low elo is that Ghost is a really strong spell on Dominion, but Revive has Ghost built in, because when you revive, you get a massive speed boost and you can run out of the base. So it's not really all that necessary to bring along Ghost or even Flash. Having combat summoners, because the map is so heavy on skirmishes and dueling, it's really, really good to have that Ignite or that Exhaust, or in this case, you see a Clairvoyance, which is good for finding map control and seeing where the enemy team is. But that really only works good in competitive play or very high yellow solo queue.
And I think one other thing that I don't hear people, or I guess it's like sort of an addendum to what you were saying about the game going way faster, is that death timers on Dominion, they are shorter than death timers on Summoner's Rift, but relative to how close objectives are to each other, death timers on Dominion are actually a lot longer than on Summoner's Rift. Because on Summoner's Rift, yeah, you're dead for say 30 seconds as opposed to 15 seconds in Dominion, but it takes so much longer to actually be able to walk to an objective in order to be able to take it, that relative to the amount of things that the enemy is able to do on the map while you're dead for a lot longer on Dominion.
Yeah, because in Summoner's Rift, if you ace the enemy team at your inhibitor, you probably won't make it all the way across the map to their tower or inhibitor in the amount of time it takes for them to get up. And if you do, then you just kind of, you're stuck there. And you're like, oh crap, they're coming up in 5 seconds, and we're still weak from our fight because we didn't get a chance to heal. And
that goes for even 45, 50 minutes into a game.
Yeah, that's the same exact thing. But on Dominion, the timers are really low, but that's because the map is so condensed and small. That 20 seconds could be the difference in the enemy taking your mid and ganking bot, or them pushing into your jungle and setting up, and being able to revive and come back out into that to prevent that is very, very important.
Yeah, the only way that you would get the 3 spells is if 2 of them are Revive Tele. Yeah. And I don't think every single person would do that. I think the support would still probably take a combat summoner, but I think most people would go for the Revive Teleport.
Well, I mean, being able to cancel on Summoner's Rift, being able to cancel a 60-second death timer to pop back up and immediately go anywhere on the map where you have a ward or vision is insane.
And the thing is, it's not even just that. You don't even need to have vision. You just get to go back. In Dominion, you don't need to teleport to. Wait, what is a ward?
Oh yeah, what are wards? I don't know what those are.
I think they're things that you put into sentences.
Yeah, those are wards.
Yeah, definitely.
All
that
right.
feeling whenever you're trying to type WORD, every single time you type WARD, every single time.
All right, we are going to see kind of a poke war coming out here. We do have Maokai+Vi poking for Clueless, and it looks like it is going to be the Mundo as well as Brand poking for Benchwarmers.
Oh, that's
half-hearted.
landed onto half-hearted. That was max range to the absolute max.
Yeah, and he is already down to half health. He is going to go down very quickly in this fight.
Leona actually picks up the kill there with the explosion for W. People's getting exhausted. Vi goes down. People's getting chased down. The Cleaver lands. And Wei walking in front of him to be able to pick up the relic so that Yasuo couldn't get the relic. And that was kind of just a massacre.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're going against a Brand. It's really hard to play the poke game against him because if he hits you with 2 spells, it chunks your health so hard. And you
already getting ball in right now. That's really smart, but I think wolferer might die before she gets there.
The Ignite is going to tick one more time. It will be able to take him down. I think Sam is going to go down to the turret, though. Yeah. Now Wei is going to take some extra shots off that. I don't know if they're going to be able to clear out the minions in time.
Neutral, yeah. So many siege creeps there. Super creeps.
And High People's in a pretty bad spot here. He's got a Jarvan and Mundo on his tail. He's trying to get away. Getting caught a little bit out of position there. I think he might be okay.
Alright, yeah, so we're gonna get hit by sapling there, but he'll be fine. They were trying to go for a gank on Yasuo, but worried about getting flanked. A stun onto BB. BB can't do anything. Half-hearted gets jumped on. Orb Perception comes across, but I think he's probably gonna go down in one more auto attack.
Yeah, Jarvan Q is gonna come out and finish him off there.
Alright, so Portal now going to get Cataclysm alongside Peoples. The stun actually misses from Sentinel there. So it's actually not Wave playing Brand, it's going to be Sentinel playing Brand instead. Pillar of Flame goes down. And forgot the icing, and Zam's now on top of Peoples. Peoples getting a little bit more stacks of his
If he can get that level 6, oh no. If he could have hit that level 6, he might have been able to turn around on that with his Q being fully charged. But Trundle having to come up top here to try and help win the fight. And just very good movement by Benchwarmers here. They took control of the jungle after that initial fight, managed to catch them out, managed to get some good things going. It looks like Trundle's going to try to come top here to give a hand while Ahri holds off bot.
Way of the Wonder. Alright, that's what it is. Jarvan goes down there. Wolferer taking some damage on Leona actually managed to land that, so really nice Cataclysm. Now Pyroclasm goes across the Vengeful Maelstrom. Oh, so Portal could have gotten the kill onto Brand if he popped his ult there, but wanted to keep the damage reduction for just a little bit longer. And wasn't enough anyway to pick up Brand, so...
Yeah, the major problem...
He did that.
Oh, and Half actually getting ganked. But he might be able to get out of that alive. I think so, but he's going to be very, very low and cannot help out with this anymore.
Yeah, he's going to have to recall, and they have enough creeps here that... Okay, so he cleared them out with Orb Reception. But wolferer walking into the bot lane, which means 3 bot right now. Meanwhile, Maokai does go down to Mundo.
He did force Mundo's ult. He almost had him dead there, but then as soon as that ult came up, he tried to finish him off, but it was just too much. And Popple's walking up here again alone as Yasuo.
Yeah, and Yasuo is probably going to go down. Actually, he gets the last breath, but goes down anyway.
He does not manage to take out the Mundo in the meantime. That Mundo still just being super tanky and not caring.
Alright, so I know it's really important to gank bot lane always, but why is it so important to gank bot lane if there's a Yasuo in the game?
Well, what you really want to do is you really want to get that...
Because you need to follow the flowchart.
Oh dear, that one again. I as soon as you started talking in, I was like, yeah, I think this is a pun.
Yeah.
That flowchart.
Alright, Snipe Sentinel getting not knocked out, but tethered down there by Portal. And Wei actually gets charmed there. Ahri is pretty cute. It's day after Valentine's Day.
Just trying to confess her love to Leona, and Leona didn't want any of it. She would rather die.
Yeah, Leona's like... I mean, she's like the sun goddess, but she's cold.
Yeah, and Leona, I think, still had to revive. I think she just popped it to get back up in this fight. Yeah, he only has 1 death on him, so she was able to get back up in the fight. They are going to be able to push this down. And the major problem Clueless is having here is they keep picking Yasuo into these heavy, just AoE comps, and he keeps getting caught in the collateral damage, and it's blowing him up. So it's making it really hard for him to do anything.
Alright, and they capture the drill. Not only did they capture the drill, but it's an objective 20 Nexus health. I thought it was 25, but it is 20.
Yep, it is a 20 loss, and then you also get that. Did you know that you cannot kill the enemy Nexus with the quest?
I did not know that. Does it go down to 1 health?
It only goes down to 1 health.
Wow.
Yeah.
Has that ever been relevant in one of your games?
No, me and Corval were doing a lot of testing with the quest systems, and we discovered that.
Oh, the neutral there allows Wei to continue going on to Ahri, but Sam is completely out of mana right now, so I don't actually think they could win this. If Sam had mana, nice double kill from Vi. I think both of those were with the same proc of her excessive force.
And they were able to get Leona's ult out of it as well, but for some reason the spectator client is saying that it is off cooldown.
Yeah, I'm not sure. If I click on her, it also says it's off cooldown.
That may have been a bug, because I'm pretty sure I just saw Solar Flare go down on that point there, and it did deal damage.
Oh, it did deal damage.
Yeah, it also dealt damage. There was slow dropped on them, so that I think that's just bugged up.
Alright, so nice last breath there on 2 Sounds, but I don't know if he's actually going to go down. It's a double kill for Yasuo so far. He's trying to make it the triple, see if he can get a kill. Sounds gets 1. Sounds almost got the second. BB picked up the kill instead.
Yeah, so High Peoples is going to cap this mid because he's way too low, and BB Pop and Mads Portal are fully healed, ready to go, and they're going to try and push onto this top. They are going to run onto Leona.
I think Leona can just delay.
Purple team has captured the drill.
Oh,
I guess he doesn't really have very much team.
Yeah, no, he's all by himself, and that is a Vi, so she can punch through the armor pretty easily there.
That's true.
With that
That's
passive.
Very true. The real question is, does Leona have ult? If Leona has ult, then she'll be fine. Actually, didn't get the interrupt onto Supportal there with that W. She was just out of range for it. But Wei doing a hero effort of delaying.
Yeah, and he was able to hold it off there, and the rest of the team is here to back them up.
Just barely there, but very nice. Cataclysm comes down. There's the Pillar of Flame was actually dodged out, I think, by both champions. BB taking a lot of damage from that dot, but he is going to go down. Portal being focused now as the last one. Double kill for Mundo, and Half-Hearted going to dodge out that Seer.
Yeah, and Yasuo did not have his last breath in that one. That would have been a really good time to have it. And Half-Hearted going in, getting eaten by that Leona ult, and everything else hitting him there. They are going to be able to take this mid, and that is going to be another 4-cap for Benchwarmers.
Yeah, 4-cap at 9 minutes here. And I don't know, I don't really like the Ahri pick.
I'm not sure what they were thinking with the Ahri as well. It seems really, really subpar compared to some of the other mages that they had open. The Elise is really good. I know they were trying to maybe go for an AoE mage, but there's a lot better options that you could pick with that.
Alright, so Sentinel gonna take a little bit of damage. Q's just out of range. He actually manages to get the stun and the W down. Can he land a Pyroclasm? He'd be able to pick up a kill, but he does not have it. When you don't have your ult up, you kind of can't use it.
Yeah, that would be quite a bummer. If he had that Pyroclasm, that would have put a lot of damage down onto them up there. And Yasuo actually just rushing straight for Phantom Dancer. That's going to be maybe trying to go for that late game there.
Alright, Sam goes down. Solo kill there from Ahri. Gonna capture the point. We have Mads Portal in top lane. They might be able to get their first 3-cap of the game.
And we'll see. Leona is up here to try and stop it, and I don't think Mads Portal can hold them both off.
He does have 2 teammates coming, but we'll see if they can kill him. He is standing inside his Ventral Mesham. That's 20% damage reduction. And it is a no! He heals from his stat magic, but it's not quite enough.
Almost had it.
It was really close.
And they should be able to finish this off, but that brand is coming, and that is going to hurt a lot.
If Windwall blocked Pillar of Flame, that would have been a really good Windwall.
Yeah, it doesn't block the pillar, and then for the Pyroclasm, it hit Vi, and then he dashed outside of the range of the Windwall, so it bounced on top of him instead of getting eaten by it. And Half getting caught out again down here, and that's going to be him going GG. But are they going to be able to take this midpoint? I don't think. Everyone did just come back up.
Sentinel is waiting like he wants to get a pick off, but he's all alone, and I think it's more likely that he would get picked off himself. Sam is going to go down in bot lane.
And, Mike, a little bit out of position, but he should be okay. He is a big tree. Does get hit by the stun. Oh, the damage coming out from that brand is just so much. And he's
Every
trying to stay
time
in
I watch
his...
Maokai, I'm like, wow, 20% damage reduction is a lot.
It is. It's huge. He's sitting there and still alive that entire time by sitting in his ultimate there. But Yasuo, again, just getting blown up by the AoE damage from Brand. It's just too much collateral damage that you have to worry about and watch out for.
And there's not even a Graves in the game.
Nope.
I don't know if I could deal with that much collateral damage if there's a Graves too.
It's just too much.
Alright, so Half-Hearted and Wolfer are 2v1 against Sam, and Sam does not even care about the BFT. Takes the kill onto Ahri.
Yeah. Half-Hearted should have been a little bit more careful with that. Leap Strike was back up, and he just got jumped on and completely annihilated.
I don't know if I would agree that Ahri has better initiation than Annie.
Yeah, when Tibbers drops on your whole team, there's not much you can do about that. That is a 4 or 5 man stun that just hit you, whereas Ahri just has the one charm for the quick picks. Like
Without
I feel
Flash, maybe because she can ult forward and then charm someone, but I think I'd still have to give it to Annie for better initiation.
I mean, even Elise, if you really, really wanted to have like a good initiation or pick like that, Elise would work better because she just overall I think has a bit more damage, and then you know she has the cocoon, the stun for the picks, and is relatively similar to Ahri. And they're fighting underneath this tower, and it is not going to go good for them.
Yeah, it's really not going that well for them. Half-Hearted burning that Spirit Rush to get away. Bring that Spirit Rush to go back in. And can he pick up the double kill? If only Ahri did a little bit more damage, he would have gotten a double kill there. Instead, it was BB who got the double kill.
Wolfer is trying to smack that Jax, but he did not do it. I don't think he has enough lifesteal yet to take on that Jax. He was just keeping his health up.
Alright, so they're gonna get a 3 cap. They only held it for 1 second. They only held it for 1 second, but they got it.
Yeah, right as they managed to get it, Mundo was able to take down that bot and get it neutralized, and that is going to be a Jax, Brand, and Mundo down here, so they're going to need to send a little bit more to help out with this. I don't know if they can win this 3v3. It's going to be really difficult to do.
Well, it is going to be a 3 versus 4 in favor of Clueless, as Ahri is in the area, but Ahri doesn't seem to want to fight because they're actually doing sort of okay. Maokai gets the shutdown onto Jax. Mundo is really, really unkillable. Manages to get the kill onto Trundle. Side Sentinel getting jumped on, and of course, Brand is the one champion who is killable, so he is going to go down. Zan's getting charmed. Zan's getting deceived with an orb. Zan's goes down. But Wei is going to be able to get the neutral on top, and if Jarvan can delay for long enough, he'll be able to pick up the point. Otherwise, he'll just kill Yasuo and then pick up the point.
Oh, and that was a BFT from Leona, I think? Yeah, BFT from Leona being dropped down onto the Yasuo there. And you are not going to be doing anything by yourself in that situation, Yasuo. I am sorry. And they are not going to be able to capitalize on bot lane because the respawn timers were in their favor. They were able to get up on them. So bot lane is still in their favor. And if Clueless can't get a point right now and start channeling
I
it,
think
it
it's
is,
just
yeah,
game.
it's probably going to be GG.
Yeah, so really, really, really good play from Benchwarmers.
Yeah, they managed to take both games pretty convincingly.
And Supportal, can he survive until the end? No, it's a double kill for Leona at the end of that game.
And GG to Benchwarmers taking the finals, managing to take that first place.
Benchwarmers is really good.
Yeah, they got a pretty strong team. Well, it's a mix of what 3v3 GG used to be, and then they picked up a few other people as well.
Yeah.
So...
G, 3v3G.
3GV Pex. I used to call them 3v Pex.
3v Pex.
3v
3
Pex
versus
GG.
the world. Pays 3v3 child support.
But again, that Brand, top of the damage chart, stealing so much.
Yeah, Brand did a lot that game. It was an amazing team comp from Benchwarmers also.
Yeah, they did. They had the, I mean, Jarvan is always a good pickup. Leona being the strongest tank right now in Dominion. And then you have Mundo, who just becomes unkillable, and his early game damage is so strong. The more healthy enemy team builds, the more his cleaver is going to scale. And as well as Sam playing just an outstanding Jax bot lane. So
Yeah, 2 games in a row. And honestly, when we were talking in the first game about how Zyra had been so impactful that game, Sam on Jax, he was pulling 2-3 people bot all the time.
yeah,
And
still
That
able
was
to pick it
really,
up.
really important. Yeah. So Sam was also like a really, really huge part of the first game, and he was allowed to get the Jax again.
Yeah, I don't know if wolferer really had an answer for that that Jax. I think he's done the Jax Trundle matchup before, and I believe he started to win it, but he wasn't having the same luck as last time in this game.
That was actually the matchup that happened in the LCS yesterday. It was Jax versus Trundle, and then Jax just, I mean, bot lane on Dominion is pretty much top lane on Summoner's Rift.
It pretty much is, yeah.
It's pretty much the same thing. So I feel like it's reasonable to compare those two, even if you wouldn't compare anything else. And
The only difference is a few items and some gold
Yeah.
differentiation. But yeah, it is an odd matchup. Trundle definitely has a chance of winning it, but that does involve him getting ahead. And from what we saw in the beginning of the game, Sam had the lane pushed really hard onto Trundle, and there was nothing he could do about it.
and finishing Blade of the Ruined King Infinity Edge. And the thing is that when you're against a Trundle, you just don't build tanky. Sam just built the 2 offense items. Frequently, Jaxes have to get a defense item somewhere in there. You want to go Trinity Blade of the Ruined King. That's sort of your dream, but you have to get Randuin's earlier. But if you're against a Trundle, he's just going to steal your defense stats. So just go for Trinity Force Blade of the Ruined King.
Corval is telling me that he did start with a Prospector's Blade and a Cloth Armor in bot, which is actually a really, really good start against Trundle because all of his damage is physical, and it allowed him to push the lane without taking too much damage from Trundle when he tried to fight him. So that was a really, really good idea by Sam.
Alright, so there you have it. Benchwarmers, the champions of DominateDominion, number 96.
Ooh. Man, I need to go get some food.
Yeah, me too.
I'm like
Alright,
starving.
so if you enjoyed this cast, I know it's been spammed in chat a couple times by Maloko Dude, but you can follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/RheingoldRiver, and Fancy Wolf.
I don't follow my Twitter. Go follow my stream over at. I use Twitter.
Should I unfollow your Twitter? I could go unfollow your Twitter if you want.
If you want, go ahead. I check Twitter occasionally. I'm not a huge person when it comes to Twitter, but I do have one. But if you want to follow me, my stream is over at twitch.tv/SirFancyWolf. I do speedruns. I play League. I do ranked 5s. I play a lot of Dominion. I do a lot of other stuff too. But if you want any of that, go check that out. Maloko will link that in chat for you, or someone will link that in chat for you.
Alright, and your wonderful streamer has been Corval, and if he wants to do his outro, he can. But remember that you're muted in Skype, so if you're going to talk to the stream, you should talk in Skype.
Have fun, yo.
Is he gonna?
I don't know.
And
Alright,
Tetra,
well,
I think
she
that's
means that
all we have for
is
tonight.
relatively similar in the matchups. Mana-hungry champs can still do really good bot lane as opposed to top lane in SR.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
where the difference comes in. But when you're talking about like 2 bruisers like Jax and Trundle, who are normally top lane SR, the matchup is fairly similar.
yeah,
So, and I think... Is he talking in Skype?
he might be talking in Skype and not...
Or the stream and not Skype?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if we're talking over Corval right now. Anyway, aside from like Urgot and Nocturne, it's pretty much the same champion pool.
Yeah, for the most part. There's a few APs that can work really well in
Yeah,
that situation
yeah.
too.
But those
But,
are APs that are sort of niche picks in top and Summoner's Rift.
Yeah.
Whereas like you would never see an Urgot top. Although I am willing to believe that Urgot top is hidden OP in Summoner's Rift, because if anything is good in bot lane on Dominion, it's probably good in top and Summoner's Rift, unless it's like really, really mana hungry, which I guess Urgot is. So yeah,
He
okay.
is very mana hungry. That's his whole weakness on that map is he just completely runs out of mana.
Yasuo mid, Urgot top on blue side, pass the blue buff over. But I don't know why we're stalling to turn the stream off, because we're both really hungry. So
Yeah, we're gonna go get food. Peace out, guys.
thanks everyone for watching, and I'm going to be out of town next week, so I will not see you next week. But I think Corval and Fancy will probably be casting,
Yes,
or
it will be us
someone.
casting.
All right, so you still owe us a cast where you're me and Gander.
Oh yeah, that's right. We do have to do that. We have to act like
Yeah.
you guys the whole time.
Yeah. And
That'll be a fun week.
you gotta prepare the puns.
I can't do puns.
I
I'll
guess
try.
Corval has to.
All
All right,
right.
so thanks everyone for watching, and something will happen next week.